Big Bad Bike Show. Due to us recording on a Sunday night, I've not done an intro, but I'm pretty sure no one's listening anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm your host, Sam McCauley, and as always, joining me is the Up North biker, Ash Hall.
I'll do.
Still a pause. And bringing us the news, but not so much the news, is Chris Chippy Ballard.
Hello.
Still a pause.
Oh, I love Chippy's hello. It's always the same. Hello.
Well, so's yours. How do?
No, I say different stuff. I say hey up or how do or...
Hey up. Right, let's get through the whole start and beginning of the show first before we start slagging each other off.
Okay.
If anybody's listening on YouTube, firstly, thanks very much. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for tuning in, whatever it is you do in a podcast or on YouTube. Hit the like, subscribe button, notification bell, never miss an episode. And if you're listening Apple Podcast or Spotify, then thanks very much. Welcome to episode 10. Jesus Christ, episode 10. Who'd have thought that?
Double figures.
This is a Sunday night, so you're probably listening. You won't be listening. You'll be listening to this in like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even Friday, whenever Chippy and Ash decide to put it out there. But you'll be listening to this. This is a Sunday night, which means the racing has literally just happened. We've not had much time to go over it or rehearse it, so this episode might be more bullshit than bikes, but we'll see how it goes. We'll play it by ear, and we'll see how it goes. So
when is it never bullshit?
I know. We're going to be catching up on this week's Who Am I? Catching up at the World Superbikes with Assen, and we will be looking forward to the MotoGP in Jerez and the British Superbikes in Oulton Park.
Yeah,
I like Oulton Park. Very good.
So that's kind of our intro done there, guys. So let's crack on then, eh?
Let's do it.
Are we going straight to the Who Am I then?
Well, it says here, Chippy has a bit of news.
I do. Well, this is on the catch-up.
This is very anonymous.
Oh, in fact, I know what this news is, and you haven't told me yet.
Yeah, I know.
You haven't told me, and do you know what? Somebody else told me about it before you told me about it. So what's all that about?
The thing is, because I need to... Because
are you going to be a dad?
No.
No,
It's not
I know
what
it
pregnant?
is.
The thing is, right, me and Ash have been bickering all week, and I need to get him in a good mood before I tell him this, because I need his help. Me and Nicola are going to be buying a house, but obviously I'm a DIY idiot.
Oh, here we go. Are you ready for some prime sucking up, Sam? Are you ready for this? All the
I'm
shit and
need
bitching
help.
he's given me over this pod.
I'm going to need help moving things out of this house and putting in the new house and stuff building, because I can't do it.
I know we're trying to refrain from swearing, but this is going to be hopefully the only time I do it on the pod. Get to fuck.
Yes. So yeah, hopefully buying a house.
Moving, basically.
Basically, yes. Because I can't do it.
You can do it.
Without giving too much away. We don't want to give too much away, obviously. But are you buying a house near the area you're currently in?
Yes, same town. I don't even know if it's a town or a city, but it's.
Oh, you're not, are you?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why?
Anyway. You need help. You need help moving house.
Yes. And
this is the only time that he's nice to me, you see. Whenever he needs DIY or whenever he needs some muscle, he calls me.
Because you know what you're doing. I haven't got a clue.
You know how to lift a box.
Yeah, I can lift a box. It's putting things up on walls and
you can do
building
that.
stuff. Building stuff, and I can't do it.
So you said you wanted to put me in a good mood first. You just put me in a bad mood straight away. So
we can discuss this later on the group chat. What sort of date are you going to be?
End of September-ish, probably.
Ah,
so got a while yet.
Mate. I might be available. I can come and give you a hand too.
Thanks, mate.
Around that time, I could do an excuse to head up there and drink some whiskey anyway.
Yes.
He ain't got any. I've got it all.
How did everybody's alarm warning go today?
Mine did. It was a bit late, but it went off.
I'll let you in a little secret. I didn't get one, so obviously
a lot of people didn't get them. Apparently.
Did you get one, Ash?
I didn't get one because I turned off all notifications, so I didn't get one.
Why?
Because I don't like the whole thing. Basically, I read up on it, and when you get this notification, you have to click acknowledge on this notification before you can carry on using your phone. And to me,
Oh, you mean like an alarm in the morning?
To me, that just seems a little bit suspicious that the government is sending something to your phone and you have to press a button in order to carry on using your phone.
Yeah, but when your alarm goes off in the morning, you press a button to stop it, and then you can carry on using your phone.
You know, every time you download an app, it says, do we have permission? And if you don't say yes, then chances are you don't really get the app. You don't get the full use of it. So you end up clicking yes anyway, and they get everything from you anyway. The government already know everything about you, mate.
Yeah, I get
a podcast
that.
Where
but like,
you're
obviously,
doing a podcast, and if somebody starts from episode 1 and really listens with a pen and paper and sits down, they can figure pretty much everything out.
I get that, but
You're worried.
I'm not
worried. That Richie
Sunak
might know too much about you. Right? What have you read?
I've just read stuff
You've not read
about
anything.
it.
Barely even read.
Well, no, I can barely read.
What have you read about?
No, I just read stuff about it. Like, I just didn't like the idea of it, and a lot of people were saying, "Well, you know, it's." I just turned off the notification, so I didn't get one.
He always thinks the government's interested in everything that he's got to do. I'm not even interested in what he's doing.
I'm not interested in what the government wants to know about me or anything. It's just I've watched a lot of shows on data and stuff like that, and you know, like
conspiracy TV, conspiracy.
Some stoner on YouTube.
Right, yeah, conspiracy stuff, but not stuff on YouTube.
That's what you've watched.
Just, you know, it's one of them where it's like
they already know your national insurance number. They know your address.
Yes,
they know the registration of your car. They know the registration of your motorbike.
But it's not just the government though, is it? It's other people. It's other people from different countries. You've got to think about. Hence why I don't have TikTok.
Yeah, but you're on Facebook. You're on Instagram.
Yes, I know that.
I don't have TikTok because I'm not a pervert.
You don't have to be a pervert to be on TikTok.
You do.
Yes, you do. You do.
If you're a fully grown man, you're only on TikTok to perv.
Have you seen the ones on TikTok? They're probably on Instagram as well. I cringe when I see them. I genuinely do. I'm not just saying that. I cringe. But there's usually like a woman with really big breasts, and she'll be talking to you, and she'll be like bouncing all over.
Oh yeah, I've seen
Number
them.
one, nobody's that animated, and if you are that animated, you're just a cunt. I'm really sorry I said it that early, but they are. And it's like you're wobbling about, and it's like it's so obviously just trying to sell sex.
The thing is,
away.
my Instagram
Please leave me alone.
It's just full of motorbikes and dogs. So.
And this idea that I'm not going on TikTok because I don't want the Chinese government to have all my information. All right then, put it on Facebook and give it to the American government instead.
Well,
he's got a point.
I know, but I just did that. I personally did that. Okay. And Sam, you didn't even receive one, so I probably would have got one anyway.
Apparently, a lot of people on the 3 network didn't get it.
Yeah, I didn't get one.
I
don't really care. I forgot all about it.
Anyway. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, and what else happened over the racing is Chippy decided to give people's race results when they weren't even watching the race.
Well,
I didn't.
We can talk about that when we start talking about the race.
Yes, let's do that.
The one rule that we have that he broke.
That you broke last week.
Just for the listeners, like, just to help them out a little bit. We're on a group chat. Obviously, the 3 of us talk. I wish it was just about the podcast, but it's not. And Chippy and Ash are like children. They just bicker about everything. And you halfway through it, you just answer each other's questions. Like, you're arguing about something, then you say something else that completely contradicts the argument, but none of the two of you seem to realise, and you just keep arguing. And then you ask for my opinion. Oh, what's your verdict? My verdict is you're both absolute morons. You just keep arguing for the sake of it.
You're the mum in the chat that has to sort it out.
Oh God! If I could just.
You're the eldest. It's Daddy Sam.
It would take me. You know when you mute a group chat, because I mute it one because the I wasn't watching one of the races, so I muted it. I can't remember what. I think it was a super sport race or something. I wasn't watching it at the time, or maybe it was one, or maybe it was a qualifying. I can't remember, but I muted one, and it felt like I muted it for about 10 minutes because I then started to catch up in the bikes. And when I unmuted the chat, I had 121 messages. There was a little red 121, and I was like, 121 messages, all from the same group chat, all about the same subject, all about. So I said to talk about it during the race, but we're talking about it now anyway. So Chip Hat put in the group chat that Tom Sykes is retired again, and Ash took a strop because he thought Chip Hat was ruining the race, as if we didn't know Tom Sykes was going to retire anyway.
It doesn't matter. We had a rule when we started this podcast. You do not give any race results if you're not watching the race.
Right, the thing is, you gave me a result last week when I wasn't watching.
But I didn't, because all I said was Alex Rins is on fire. That could mean a number of things.
No, it means he's near the front. He's
it could mean he was on fire,
which he was.
Could mean he was stood on a fire.
Yeah, but I knew that he was on the front row from your message. That ruined qualifying for me. Besides, you even said, I'm going to watch the racing on the TV and the football on my laptop. So I assumed you were watching it.
I did, but then I said I was going out.
No, you said you were going out soon.
Yeah.
You didn't say when. No, you just said soon. Soon could mean anything.
You said the day prior you were going out, and then that morning you said that weather wasn't very good, so you were going to stay in and watch the race and the football.
But then I changed my mind, and I clearly put that in the chat. So.
But you got to tell us that. Anyway, the week prior, you told me that the your Moto 3 prediction had fell off or something, and I hadn't started watching the Moto 3, and I didn't throw a wobbly fit. I just chose to ignore it.
The only reason I went mental about it, because I know if it was the other way around, Chippy would have been on about it for days.
But the thing is, last week when I said you've just ruined that for me, you told me I should have muted the chat. But you didn't mute the chat this week. Why didn't you mute it?
Because you messaged me through our chat, not through the.
Well, you should have muted me as well.
Big Bad Bike Show chat.
Right, I've had to go through all this once already. It's really, really boring. The listeners don't want to listen to you bickering about who should have muted what chat and whatever. God, that's fine. So childish.
I'm right. That's the end of it.
That's the problem. Just be quiet and stop talking about it.
Yeah, except that I'm right. And let's move on into.
I'm right. Let's move on to feedback.
Right, feedback. The feedback for next week's show is going to be, what the hell are these two arguing about?
Oh, I did that.
People only listen to this show for 6 minutes. We're already 13 minutes in, and they could 8 minutes of it was just you two bickering about nothing. Right. So, any feedback in last week's show?
Yes, I need to have another go at Ash. Because last week Ash didn't press record on his thing, and his audio that he sent through was terrible. It had all three of us on. But the main thing was his burping.
Right.
It was so annoying to edit.
I was muting my mic every time, but obviously I thought I was recording on Audacity. And because I wasn't recording on Audacity, it was recording through my headset microphone through OBS. That's the only reason. Yes, it's my fault. I didn't click record on Audacity. My bad. I've apologised at least 6 times for it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the burping was horrendous.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
well, we thought we were muted, okay? I also
have you did it as well, Sam.
He was muted
and
on
then
Discord.
I gave up editing it.
I did do it.
Yeah.
I was muting Discord. And, right, I also have a bone to pick. And I think this is a very valid point. So, last week we were recording the show, and I made it perfectly clear that on the Monday I couldn't edit. And I asked you, Chippy, if you would edit, and you seemed okay with that. As soon as there was a slight problem, as soon as there was a slight technical error in the fact that Ash forgot to hit record, which is a pretty big technical error when you're doing a podcast, but as soon as there was a slight technical error, you just threw your toys out of the pram. You were like, that's it, I'm not doing it. And the next day, you record it, or you edit it. It was a 2.5 hour show. You edited 12 minutes of it, and then you said, "Oh, I've got other stuff to do." And I seen your first message. Your first message, if when you started editing that show, was at 12 o'clock, and at 1 o'clock you said you had other stuff to do, as if you had run out of time. Bearing in mind it was a 2.5 hour audio, and you had given yourself 1 hour to edit it. So you were never going to get that edit. And then you gave it to me, and I had, like, the reason I asked you to do it is because you weren't working, and I had to do a day's work, come home, edit it. I was up to like 12 o'clock at night. I had to do it the following day as well. And then, on top of that, once I get it edited and give it to you, can you put it on YouTube? And you're like, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow, and you want to sleep. Like, come on.
It was such a pain to edit. And I tried 3 times and I was like, I can't do this. I'll give up. So I'll just send it back to you. I'm sorry.
So you just let me do it?
Yeah, I'll let you do it. But this week I will do it because I don't have a choice. And also, Ash has hit record this week.
Anybody that's listening, if you do want to send us some sort of gratitude in the form of maybe, a little bit of money, that's fine. But send it to me. Don't give it to these two. Don't deserve it. Send it all to Sam. Give it all to me.
Yes.
Well, I don't know about that.
Should we get on with the show?
Right. Yes. Let's.
Right, can we move on with the show? Jesus.
So let's move on to the. Let's move on to the Who Am I, and obviously it was my Who Am I for this week, wasn't it?
It was your Who Am I. Run through.
Okay, so I'll go through the clues again. I was born in Rimini, Italy. I rode in Moto3 on the Mahindra manufacturer, and I have rode for Red Bull KTM, and I was really impressed that you guys were just baffled with it. And also I'm really impressed that I conquered Big Dazza. I'm impressed I conquered him.
Well, Big Dazza got in contact. He sent us an email. He said that was the hardest one yet. First time he's not had an inkling who it was. So to his detriment, he had to resort to Google. He's still not sure if it was right, but he went for Marco Bezzecchi.
And he was right. It was Marco Bezzecchi.
I thought it was Bastianini.
No, it was Bezzecchi.
Oh, was it?
To be honest, it was a little bit hard, but it wasn't a real Who Am I.
Why?
Ash panicked, didn't he? He ran out of time.
Yeah, panic. That's like me going, I was born in England, I've read a 250, and my cat's called Fluffy.
That's alright. The one time I actually do something sound, and as usual, you two nitpick it and fucking make me look like a dick. Cheers. For fuck's sake.
No, it was a good one. The
thing
thing
it was, because we didn't get it.
It was a good one, we didn't get it. But I think we were making a mistake if we were trying to, I don't know.
You were wearing that shirt last week, weren't you? Did you just look down and were like, I'll just go Marco Bezzecchi because I'm wearing this shirt?
No, I thought, do you know what? We've picked everybody from like the 50s. So I thought, do you know what? I'll throw a spanner in the works and pick somebody really recent and see if...
No, you said yourself that you forgot.
I did.
You panicked. But you just picked the first person you thought of. And psychologically, Chippy's right. You were wearing a Marco Bezzecchi shirt, so you just Googled Marco Bezzecchi.
I just thought, do you know what? I'm going to pick somebody new. Because like somebody that's there at the moment, because everyone we usually pick is from like the 50s.
Anyway, it was my turn this week. Would you like to hear the clues?
Come on then.
I've tried to be vague.
Yes, please.
But you should be able to get it. I was born in London in 1989. That is the first clue. The second clue, I won the 2009 European Superstock 600 Championship. And the third and final clue is I have also competed in World Supersport, Moto2 and the Endurance World Championship.
Born in London 1989. That means he is 33, 34.
Yes.
European Superstock 600 champion.
In 2009.
I say he. Obviously, it could be a female, but we're pretty
it's
sure
probably
it's
not
a guy. I've also
I'm not opening that can of worms.
Moto2 and the Endurance World Championship. Nothing is springing to mind straight away. Nothing's just jumping into my mind. I'll have to think about it. Again, I like this new way of doing it where we just spring the question.
I have an idea of who it is, but I'm not going to obviously say it on the pod. So.
Well,
message me
on the show.
Message me.
Message
I've
you.
got WhatsApp open.
Message Chippy. If you've got an idea who it is.
He won't get
right.
it.
All right then.
If Ash
Unless
knows
he's
who it is,
Googled it.
Hang on, I'm doing it now. I'm about to
If
message
Ash
you.
knows who it is,
I bet he's Googled it.
alright. If Ash knows who it is, he's going to message Chippy on WhatsApp. But if you know who it is, or you would like to get in contact, tell us who you think it is, by not using Google, of course, wink wink. If you'd like to get in contact with us, you can email us at podcast@bigbadbs.co.uk. You can leave your name.
Right, I'm not having this.
Why?
Sorry. He's just messaged me with the right answer. Now, I know full well he's Googled that because we were watching TV the other day and he came on and he was like, who's that? And I had to explain who he was. He'd never heard of him.
Right, you explained who it
So,
was on TV the other day.
100%. Yeah, but I didn't tell you what he raced in or anything like that.
You did?
No, I
You
didn't.
specifically told me the second clue.
What was the second clue? Wait there. No, I didn't, because I didn't even know that till today.
Well, you did.
Well, I didn't. You swear
right.
on Jax's life that you haven't just Googled that.
Don't
do
start
you know what I mean?
Jax's life again,
This is
fuck's
what I have to
sake.
deal
Can't be
with.
bothered
And then he
this.
wants me to help him move his pissing house.
We're editing this bit, that's a shit.
Well, I'm editing it and I'm leaving it in.
Right, go on. So that's the Who Am I's done. Very good.
Yes.
Right, so if you would like to get in contact with us, like I said, podcast@bigbadbs.co.uk. You can leave your name, or you can leave a fake name. We'll read it out in the show. You can tell us what you think the answer is. You can tell us you think it's Mickey Mouse if you want. We'll still read it out in the show. And just keep it fairly clean. But that's it. That's us caught up on last week's show and to the new show. So will we crack on?
Yeah, let's move on to the news with Chippy.
Right. As has been the theme the last few weeks, there's nothing really to talk about this week. I have got a
You're
little
just too
bit of
lazy to
news.
look for it.
No, I've looked everywhere. There's nothing going on. I'm not going to sit here and make up a load of non-stories or just, talk about something boring. But there is one thing that stood out this week. Christian Idden tweeted that he was testing at Mallory Park, and that part of that testing was evaluating the circuit ahead of a possible British Superbike return in 2024. So they could be going back to Mallory. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
I like Mallory. It's very
I think
small.
the more the better, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't like them too small.
But
What Silverstone was really small. I'm not like I enjoyed the day's racing. Don't get me wrong, but if it gets too small, it's a bit dizzy, isn't it?
a lap around Mallory takes about 50 odd seconds.
Oh, it's a bit like Silverstone. Then.
Yeah, it's like Silverstone National.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know it that well. Like I've said it before. I'm not as hot on the British Superbikes.
It is a
Because I
very
go out
small
watching
track.
road
There's
racing.
not much parking. Like you can park sort of around the circuit, but it's not very big. Be good
Yeah.
atmosphere though.
Yeah, it probably would be if you can get in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously they used to go there anyway.
Well, they used to go to Croft as well, didn't they?
Do you know what I do miss is Anglesey. They should go to Anglesey. It's like Britain's Phillip Island, isn't
We
it?
never went to that one.
It's
Where's
stunning.
Anglesey? Is it in-
Wales.
Do
Honestly,
they have any races in Wales?
no,
Or
we
is
don't
that
have
the only
any.
one?
That's what I mean. It should be British
Well, they should-
Championship. They should go to Wales, really. But Google
Well, then they
Anglesey.
should go to Northern
Yeah.
Ireland as well.
Yes. But yeah, Google Anglesey. It's a lovely track. It is Britain's Phillip Island. Only very cold.
I don't think Phillip Island's that hot, really. It's windy. It usually rains, so it's probably cold.
Hang on, I'll send you this picture in the chat. Obviously, people can't see this, but they can just Google.
Thanks, Ash, for telling me who that was. Not giving me the chance to try and find it out for myself.
I'll put it in
Cheers.
you said to put it in the chat.
No, they said to message
Send
me.
me Chippy.
Well, you should have been more specific then, shouldn't you?
I'd say that was quite specific.
Yeah, he did say message.
Oh,
me.
as
He said
usual,
message,
Ash
it's very
fucks
odd.
it up. That looks pretty cool, actually.
Well, not only did you guess it, I wouldn't have known if that was right if Chippy hadn't have been like, "Oh, I'm not having this. He's gone and got the answer right."
Yeah, well,
no."
that was Chippy's fault, not mine.
He's clearly Googled it.
Okay, I've clearly Googled it.
Between the both of you,
He was on TV the other day and he had
God.
never heard of him.
I'm genuinely exhausted after this weekend.
It's the same. It's been a lot of bickering.
It's because of you.
I'd say it's because of you.
God, it's hard work. Jesus Christ.
It's going to be a lot of editing.
Well,
on
there
this
was
show.
another bit of news that I put in, but obviously you didn't think it was newsworthy.
No, I didn't really, because
Go
it's
on,
not. It's
go
not
on
news.
ahead.
It's speculation.
Well, let's have a speculation session then. Speculations.
Well, I actually put it on the Word doc, but Chippy just deleted it.
I didn't even see it. I must have
Right.
deleted it by accident.
He didn't even read it. We said update the doc.
Probably thought it was
Yeah,
last
but the
week.
thing is, he
Yeah.
didn't even read it, so he just deleted it all off.
Right. So, what was this
It
news?
was. I'd have to get it up again to read who said it, but basically he's an ex MotoGP rider has advised Marc Marquez to leave Honda because
Well, everybody's advising Marc Marquez to leave Honda. I'd advise Marc Marquez to
it was in the
retire.
news.
I started calling him Senor Vaso, and that means Mr. Glass.
Well,
It's
It
every
was-
every time he falls off, he breaks something.
I read it in the news anyway, so yeah. And apparently that wasn't good enough for Chippy, so
No, because it's not news. It's speculation, really.
of course, when do we agree? Anyway, is that it for the news?
That's the end of the news. I haven't got any other news. Sorry.
Get your finger away from your mouth, Ashy, or Chippy. You're supposed to be talking to people.
Sorry.
You get your finger over your face. Jesus.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Dad.
Oh, sure, I'll do like a radio show and do this when I'm talking to people. Come on.
How come,
idiots.
Chippy, you didn't edit the jingles
what I'm
in
working with.
last week?
Because I only did the
that's
12
why.
minutes. I put the music on
Did
at the
you-
start.
Did you not listen to anything I just said a minute ago?
Yeah, I know you edited it, but
About
I didn't.
Chippy not
I thought
edit.
Chippy had got up to the point of like the news before he gave it to you.
Yeah, 12 minutes. He did the first 12 minutes and then threw his dummy out of the cot.
I haven't even listened to last week. I haven't
Set it
listened to the
back.
weeks before. I'm quite a few weeks behind now.
Well, what you should do, if you don't have time to listen to it, is just put it on, and even if you're not listening to it, just put it on and turn it down on your phone. That way it clicks up as a listener.
Do you not ever have a nice?
Clicks up as a listener.
Do you ever have a nice hot bath? Just put it on in the bath.
No, because you'd stress me out.
Who's got time for a nice
Me.
hot bath? Jesus.
Ash.
Yes, you do. You know why.
Yes. The thing is, I'm going to have plenty of time to listen to it because over the next few weeks, obviously you know what I'm doing.
Do I?
Well, we move on to the World Superbikes and stop talking so much crap. I'm sure listeners are fed up of
Yes.
talking
let's
shite.
move
Shall
on to
we?
Even though we're going to pretend we're now going to pretend that we know what we're talking about when it comes to motorbike. This is episode 10. This is supposed to be like a banger of a show.
Yeah.
Hey, episode 10. We got stuff.
I didn't make any notes for this because I was at work all weekend. So I've seen it, but might you just sort of remind me what
Yeah,
happened?
I've seen it, but I didn't make any notes.
I didn't make any notes for it because I spent most of the day with my kids because I'm going away for 3 weeks.
Well,
What was
Right,
your
Ash?
excuse, Ash?
It's all up to you now, Ash.
Why did you not make notes?
I'm not going to say really.
So none of us made any
Didn't make
notes.
any notes, but I watched it. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Great. Well, okay, so moving on to World Superbikes, I have put a link in the doc, so if you click on that, it will take you to the results.
See, I
for
clicked
World
on it and it
Superbikes.
didn't take me to the results at all.
Well, I've just clicked on it and
Well,
it's
take
taken
me
me
there.
there. But we've got a Mac. Maybe that's the problem.
Well, no,
Ash.
I'm using it on my phone.
I'm using my iPad. Well, what does it take
It
you
just
to?
takes
Ash?
me to that.
Right, yes. Scroll up. It'll say track info, schedule, destination guide. Hit schedule, and then it's got
Does
the
it?
results.
I've
Hit
done that.
schedule. Right, what does it show you now?
It shows me that.
Right, and that's the results. You see down the right hand side where it says results? Look down the right hand side where there's like a little picture of like
Yeah.
a medal and it says results.
I'm not,
Well, would that not be the results?
it's not telling me that. It's just telling me the news.
It says, so So, for example, I'm on Sunday, and at the bottom, between 3:15 and 10 to 4, it says World Supersport 300 Race 2. There's a video you can watch, there's a report you can click on, or you can click on the race results. Anybody listening, this is just a World Superbike.
Yeah, check that out. That's good, isn't it?
This is just their website. And I went online, I copied the link, I put it onto the Google Doc, I literally hand-fed it to Ash, and he still can't use it. And he tries to call me a technophobe.
Shite with technology. I'm just good at making stuff.
Right, let's get on to the Superbike race.
Okay.
To be honest, I am going to be completely honest. I watched the race this weekend. I had one eye in the race and one eye, doing other stuff, because the whole World Superbike. I know there's a few good races on there, but the whole World Superbike paddock, every race, and we mentioned it on the group chat. Every race is just slowly starting to bore me.
It's really boring me. It's so predictable.
You're gonna have,
especially the World Superbike race.
Ray, and Top Rack. They are going to be there.
Yeah, but even then, at the minute, it's just Bautista.
Yeah, I know. He just checks out, doesn't he? It's that Ducati he checks out. Obviously, he's a brilliant rider. He's a brilliant rider, but that...
Yeah, you can't say... I don't think you can say it's just a Ducati rider, because Rinaldi's there, and Rinaldi's not a slack. Like, he's a good rider. So if the Ducati was that good, then he would be up the front, but he's not up the front. It's like whenever Johnny Ray was on the Kawasaki and everybody was saying, he's only winning because he's on the Kawasaki. It's like, well, there's an ex-world champion on the other Kawasaki and he's not up there doing it. So
it costs the rider as well.
Same with the Yamaha. You get Top Rack on there, and you get Locatelli, who's on the other Yamaha, but Top Rack's always up the front. So the three of them are phenomenal riders, but however, in a juxtaposition to what I just said, I do think the Ducati has the edge as the better bike.
It's got the power.
With the combination of the Ducati and Bautista, he just keeps getting away with it. But it's no fun. It's no fun to watch.
No, it's not. He's on 174 points already. Top Rack is second on 118. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Even in World Supersport, Ducati winning that. Balega is on 127 points. Manzi's on 90.
What's Balega
That's a
riding?
bit closer, but still. Ducati.
Well, we all knew.
The only one which is a bit more
Ducati
open is the World
was going to dominate all the racing this year. We all knew that.
Yeah, but the thing is, in MotoGP, it's more open because you don't know which Ducati's going to win, and also it's not always necessarily a Ducati that does win. We've had KTM's and that, and British Superbikes are just wide open. Anybody will win that.
The thing about MotoGP is, yes, Ducatis usually win, and it is a Ducati winning the championship, but it's different Ducatis at least. Like, you've got the Lenovo factory Ducatis, and you've got the VR46 Ducatis, you've got the Pramac Ducatis, and the other ones, whatever, I forget what they are.
Gresini
Ducatis, Gresini Racing Ducati. So you got, at least it's a different Ducati, and World Superbikes, it's just the same one every time. Like, if the Ducati was phenomenal, and Rinaldi was up there, and they were racing each other, and there was and the two of them had a little bit of needle. They just took off up the road, but the two of them were fighting each other. Even if Bautista ultimately won every race, if there was just like some sort of fight in it, it would be good.
Yeah,
like that's like when it's the bike. Usually, if it's the bike and like in car racing, for example, if it's the car, but if it's the equipment that's so good, then usually the two teammates are racing each other, having such a good race with each other.
Yes.
But the bike is phenomenal. It is phenomenal, and that's nobody's fault, because that's what they want. They want a phenomenal bike, and the rider's phenomenal, and it is. He just takes off every time, and it's right. You start to watch it, and after lap 2 or lap 3, you're just like, this is so predictable. It's obvious what's going to happen, and at the very, very least, you might get Ray first, and Bautista second, and Razgatlioglu third, but it's the same three all the time, unless, like what happened today, one of them crashes. But
thing is, though, Johnny Ray's 5th in the championship at the minute. He's 31 points behind Locatelli, who's 3rd.
Yeah,
and Axel Bassani.
He's not in a great championship at all.
No.
Johnny Ray's not in a great championship at all.
No.
But yeah.
But he has to ride the wheels off the thing to try and stay away Batista. It's almost like, I know he's a racer, he doesn't want to do this, Top Rack doesn't want to do it either, but it's almost like I think for him to have a successful season, Ray has to go to the line and be like, I'm racing for second place, and just settle for second. That's just what he has to do. Stop trying to put pressure on Top, or stop trying to put pressure on Batista, stop trying to beat him. He just has to go to the line and be like, I just have to accept the fact that this Kawasaki is not fast enough to beat that Ducati, and it's not my fault, because he's tried, he's raced the wheels off that Kawasaki, and he doesn't make mistakes often. But
how did you feel about Alex Lowe's this weekend?
I thought he had quite a good race. Which
he
one was
finished
it?
Fourth on one of them.
Was he fourth? I can't remember. Yeah, he had a
Race
good
one.
race then. Impressed.
No, sorry. It must have been the sprint race where he finished fourth.
Yes,
race
he
one,
did.
He came seventh. Race one, he was in fourth for a long time. He even looked like he was going to try and battle for a podium. But then, towards the end of the race, he just slowly started slipping backwards. And Locatelli, Bassani, and Agata all took over him.
Yeah, he came off, didn't he?
He came off on the sighting lap, didn't he?
What is it with Brits and the sighting lap?
Another Brit.
Jake Dixon obviously did it last week, and then now it's Alex Lowe's doing the same bloody thing.
Josh Watley as well.
Did you not say Josh Watley did it, Jake Dixon did it, Alex Lowe's did it, and do you know who I really felt for this week? Loris Baz, because Loris Baz had his leg run over in Indonesia. Had his leg run over in Indonesia. He's had 7 weeks to get it repaired to try and get out in Assen. So he's obviously worked really hard to get out. Gets out there, and the first race, or the sprint race, his bike blows up. And on race 2, he crashes. And it's like, what's the point? What was the point of putting all that effort in?
Yeah,
I felt really bad for Loris Baz.
I'm surprised he came back as quick as he did. It's nice to see him on the grid.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, Tom Sykes had a DNF on his first race.
No,
because I knew that before I watched it.
I knew that before I watched it. I knew that.
At least he got
Thursday.
a couple of finishes though.
He did.
And on the last race, he was a lot further up than usual.
Well, he was lucky that the sprint race was just 8 laps, so he probably wouldn't have finished.
Yeah, but it's not him; it's the bike.
Yes. Where did he come in the second race? Well, like the third race, the last race of the weekend.
I'll have a look, but I'm pretty sure it was. I think it was like.
It was near the back.
Tom
wasn't
Sykes came.
Oh, he got a point. He got a point. He got 15th.
Yeah.
But there was 6 non-finishers.
Yeah, but there was 19 people finished, so he could have came last. And not.
Yeah, he could have.
See, still got it.
Really, he hasn't.
Oh yeah, he still got it.
I know.
What is the name of that team anyway? Kawasaki Puchetti Racing.
Yeah.
Honestly though, how bad does a bike have to be that you had to pull in
bad,
for 6 races? Did they not do enough testing, or what was the problem?
It's
why was the bike in that
electronics or
state in the
something.
first place? No, 7 races, sorry. I know, but okay, it's electronics, right? That's way over my head. I understand that. I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to electronics in a motorbike. But they went to Australia, 3 DNFs because of mechanical or electronics or whatever. They go to Indonesia, 3 DNFs. They then have 7 weeks to sort it out, and they go to Assen, and their first race is another
I don't know.
DNF. Like, what are they doing?
It
What
must
is
be
that?
really
What is that team
frustrating
doing?
for him.
Are they building their bike out of Lego or what? Is that what they're doing? Little
God
kinetic
knows.
Lego
But
bikes.
obviously, it's really shite for him.
I know who doesn't.
No,
know.
he doesn't know.
Tom Sykes doesn't.
He
know.
just rides the thing.
I'm surprised he's not. Like doing a Scott Red and beating the shit out of his bike.
That was funny.
Yes.
Obviously, we'll talk about Vandermark as well. His big high side.
That was
Tell you what,
disgusting.
that
wasn't it,
replay they
leg?
did in slow mo, like it was like spaghetti. There was no that was. Oh god, it was awful.
Mum spaghetti.
I don't think I honestly, I agree with James Tolson.
No, I don't.
think
Well, they
he showed
did. They
that.
did apologise after,
Genuinely
didn't they? They did say.
Who apologised?
But the commentators, they apologised.
Yeah, James Toseland. James Toseland apologised. It's not up to him what they show.
Yeah, it's the world feed, isn't it?
I honestly think the director, whoever was not behind the camera, but behind what goes on screen,
No.
I don't think he had seen it. I think he was just like, put the crash. As soon as they seen him walking away, or not walking away, but you know what I mean, being carried away with his hand in there and he was still conscious.
Yeah, they thought, let's just replay that in slow-mo.
As soon as they said, let's just replay it, and I reckon the director or the editor or whoever was seeing that for the first time when we were, and I can imagine they were a bit like, oh my god, did we just show? Even showed you his table and they were just like,
it was
their
awful.
head in their hands. The state of it.
They showed him
Why
on the
did they
floor
show
getting
that?
Yeah,
treatment
they
as
shouldn't have
well,
done that, really, should they?
which is what we spoke about the other
Yeah.
week. They didn't know whether he was
Yeah.
alright, and they were still showing him having
Because
treatment.
that was a horrendous crash. Because he crashed and he lay still for ages, and I was looking at it and I was thinking because whenever he crashed, the bike went on after him.
But
It
that
was
knee,
just horrible.
that knee must have
Why did they show
completely
that?
dislodged to be able to do that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
I
fucking
know
awful,
what I
isn't
think
it?
about it. God. Do you know what it reminded me of? You remember whenever we're all men, obviously. Whenever you realise you've got a dick, whenever you first start actually realising you've got a dick, and you start windmilling your cock, you start to windmill your dick about. That's what his knee was doing. His knee was doing a windmill, like there. Woo, mommy, look at my dick. That's what his knee was doing, going about patches and stitches.
I still do that now.
No, it was horrible though. I still, yeah, we all do. It's like if a woman was a man for a day, that's the first thing they would do. They would take their trousers down, they would windmill. No, it was absolutely horrendous, and I wish.
Well,
I do wish they hadn't
unfortunately,
shown
they
it.
did.
It's a left femur fracture, apparently.
A left femur fracture. Well, I guess what we should say, and we're not just saying it for the sake of it, we mean it, is Vandermark,
Yeah, definitely.
hope you the
I really
best.
hope he.
get well
Yeah.
as quick as you can.
I don't
No
think
point
he's
saying
going to
get well
be
soon.
at the next meet, though.
Yeah, and it's. Oh,
Yeah, I think that's not even Jim can
No.
fix that. But there you go.
no, pretty bad.
I
It's a
know,
pity it
yeah.
was his home race as well.
Fans would be good.
Yeah.
I saw a picture. There was a picture of it on Twitter.
Twitter.
A picture on Twitter. I forget who put it on there because I just scroll through Twitter and I don't even look at stuff. Or I don't even take anything in, I just look at pictures. Paul Denning,
Okay.
whoever that is. He looks like he's a motorbikey guy. People might know who Paul Denning is. I'll look it up in a second. But he's got a picture of it, and you can scroll down to Vandermark. He's in the air, and then he's just written the caption. He says, "This pick is on the way up." So this is when Vandermark's still going up.
God, it was a hell of a high side. Like, he.
It was. God, I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I
know
really
he's-
do hope he's okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's a picture of him sticking his thumb up to the camera, sort of smiling, so
Yeah,
hopefully it is literally just a leg fracture.
just a leg fracture.
I said just a leg fracture. I mean, no other damage. Anyway,
Lequona had a bit of a mare this weekend as well.
It's one of them ones that. It's one of the ones that
He
gives you the
kept coming off with
heebie-jeebies.
Lequona, and I quite like him.
you seem to like really random riders.
Well, why can I not like Lequona?
Well, you see, no. I mean, I'm not saying you can't. I'm just mean like you seem to have this thing for Alex Rins in MotoGP, and
Alex Rins is
you
class.
seem to like very average riders.
I just like, they're just decent folk.
What was it, Captain Obvious? You said today. Oh yeah, the Honda's not very good.
No, I said it's down
World
on
Superbikes.
power.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's been down in power for
Yeah,
years.
all right.
Thanks, Captain
It
Obvious.
doesn't mean he doesn't ride it well,
That's
though.
what
He
it
does
was.
ride it well. That's why I like him. He always rides the nuts off it. And it's number 7, which is my number. I like number 7.
This is a new thing. I didn't know this.
No, I
Number
didn't know
7's
this.
Your
Yeah.
number. You
That's
have
my
a number.
favourite number.
Number 7's
Yeah.
your favourite number.
Always has been.
Is there a
Yes,
reason for that?
it was
Or did you just wake up one day and say, I like
It was
number
actually
7?
because Robbie Keane was number 7 when he played for
I
Leeds.
knew it was going to be that.
And I thought he was awesome. And he had number 7, so that was it. Ever since I've loved number 7.
What's the significance of Robbie Keane, though? What's so good about
He played
Robbie
for Leeds
Keane?
at the time, and he was a brilliant player.
But
Played
I
for
guess
Villa
a
as
lot of
well.
people played for Leeds.
In fact,
I can
Robbie
imagine a
Keane's
lot of
played for like
people played for Leeds.
everybody.
I just thought he was great at Leeds. Anyway, that's the reason.
If you were racing motorbikes, Chippy, what would your number be?
11. I like number 11. Also works well with Ballard because I wanted a number plate a few years ago. It was BA11 ARD, but it's £2,000, and I was like, I'm not paying £2,000 for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always liked the number 11. I don't know why. My number plate now has an 11 in it.
I imagine Sam's would be 69.
Probably.
No, that's Nicky Hayden, man. I wouldn't take that.
What would yours
It
be?
wouldn't be 69.
Yeah, what would yours be?
My number. My 16.
Any significance?
Yeah, there's a significance.
Oh, I'm guessing it's something you can't talk about.
No, I can talk about it. It's my birthday.
Right. I reckon it's something else.
Just a number I like. No, I was just born on the 16th day of a month.
Fair enough. Oh, I was born on the 7th
all
as
I'm
well,
saying.
so that's another reason why I like 7.
Oh, I was born on the 31st. Doesn't really work
No.
for me.
Cool.
Anyway,
That would be a good number plate, though. You should spend 2,000 and get that.
when it's one of my biggest regrets not getting that because it would have been a class number plate, but yeah, it's gone. To somebody I imagine called Ballard.
I reckon so, yeah.
Yeah, probably. So
Or Bellend.
Did you watch any? Did you watch any of the other races this weekend? Because I'm going to be honest, I didn't really watch. I watched
Some of the
race.
300 as well.
I did actually watch all the races.
But the thing is with the 300, I don't really know anybody. I don't really know who anybody is.
I like
don't
it
really pay
though
attention
because
to
it's
who's
like
winning what. I
the
just watch.
World Supers version of Moto 3, isn't it?
It is,
Yeah,
but there's
they're-
more drama in it, isn't there? I think.
Just slap banging into each other all over the place. It's good racing, like.
Gran Turismo and
But with them little bikes, because they're obviously they're all the same, but because they're down in power going up the streets and then through the bends and stuff, they can't get away from each other.
Great little bikes though. I loved mine. It was awesome.
What,
No,
the
I had
300s?
the Ninja 400 on there, and that's what I had. Real good little bike. What I loved about it was the front. The front
Oh, yeah,
was like
Ninja 400s.
it was like a Moto 2 bike, but the back end was like a Moto 3 bike.
Yeah, they're nearly all Ninja 400. Ninja 400s, KTM RC 390s.
I've ridden one of them as well.
Yamaha YZF-R3s. What's a Yamaha YZF-R3? I know it's a Yamaha YZF-R3 to be pedantic, but what size is the engine? Because the KTM's is 390.
I'm
What's the Yamaha
not
YZF-R3?
100% sure. I'm guessing it'll be maybe like a 390 or a 350. Because you can have it could be a 300. You can have a 300. It just means that the 400s are limited to their power, the power band.
Yeah. And what's this? The Chinese racing team have I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, well that came in last, didn't it? I believe that was its first race as well.
No, it retired.
It finished on the last one though.
Oh yeah. it's the
Yeah, on
first
race
one,
2
that
it
one.
finished, but I believe that's its first time in having a Chinese bike in there.
I was watching Moto America. That was on this weekend as well.
No, you've got the subscription
And
for
they've
that,
got a
don't you?
similar. Yeah, they've got a similar race. They call it the World Supersport 300, even though they're 400s that's in it, which doesn't make sense. But they call it basically the same Moto America Super Sport 300, but they're every one bar 2. They're all Ninja 400s, and they've got one KTM, and I think the other one's a Yamaha or something. I'm not sure, but every other bike is a Ninja 400.
Well, I've ridden the.
They're also very, very popular.
Obviously, I used to own the Ninja 400, but I've also ridden the KTM RC390, and that's a good little bike as well. Cool to ride.
Well, I would like to ride a Yamaha YZF-R3. I'm one of these people that once I try something, unless I dislike it, I just want to keep doing it. And my first bike being a Yamaha YBR, Now I just want to ride more Yamahas.
Well, yeah, I would definitely not advise you to go out and buy a Yamaha R6, let me put it that way.
Why not?
Because they're absolutely rapid. They're absolutely nuts. Great bike,
Yeah.
but, well, I don't know, it's up to you, I suppose. It's a lot of power on it.
I don't want to own a bike like that. I want to ride one,
Yeah.
but I don't want to own one.
Well, when you get your test pass, you can just go and test ride stuff. Just go into a shop and be like, I'm interested in that, that, and that. Give me the keys.
I'll be test riding them, boy. I'll be test riding everything. That's what the YouTube page is for. We've got a YouTube page there. We could be test riding bikes, taking videos, and putting them on the YouTube page. That's what you could be doing, but you just choose not to.
Well, I have other things as well that I need to do in life. I can't just go around bike shops all the time. Just be like, can I test ride this?
Okay, well, we'll brush over that because we know you're lying.
Well, yeah, totally lying.
Right.
Okay.
I'm just having a look at the. Yeah, sorry, I was just having a look at the World Supersport, just checking to see how the Brits got on. So Tom Booth Amos had a good weekend. 15th in the first race and 10th in the second. John McPhee didn't finish the first race.
Came off in the first one.
Yeah. Where did he finish in the second? 17th.
I was trying to rack my brain. On Saturday. I was like, is Booth Amos British? I was going through it. I was like, Truelove's British, McPhee's British, and I seen Booth Amos, and I was like, I'm pretty sure he is British, but is he British?
Yeah.
Obviously he is.
Yes.
Because you had said you weren't going to watch it, but you didn't mind if we talked about it, and then I said, well, the Brits didn't do very well.
Yeah. As soon as I said that, I muted the chat because I was like, actually, I do want to watch it. But Tara McKenzie, their bikes still aren't sorted out. They've got the electronics for the bikes now, so they're allowed to score points, but they don't have the engines yet, so they're not realistically going to be fighting near the front. But I think they're hoping for the next round. I can't remember where it is now.
That's strange as well, because like I said before, they've had 7 weeks to get this sorted out.
That team apparently is in a bit of a mess because one of their sponsors is on about pulling out, or they have pulled out because there's been like breach of contracts several times.
And there's another sponsors had to come in to try and see them through.
Yeah,
I've seen
and
that.
They've got another team involved as well, or something to try and help them out. I can't remember exactly the details, but yeah, they're seeming a bit of a mess at the minute, which I hope it doesn't drag Taz McKenzie down.
Maybe he just needs to jump ship into another team.
Go back to BSB. Or jump ship.
How did you think Brad Ray got on this weekend? Obviously, he had his final race didn't end well, but
yeah. Apart from that,
how do you think he got on?
I thought he did quite well, really, considering it's his first World Superbike.
I realised we're jumping from Superbike to Superbike here, but that just kind of sums up our whole weekend of how we were watching bikes.
Yes.
How unprepared we are this week.
Yeah. We apologise.
Yeah, but no, I thought he did well, really. He got 18th in the first race and obviously didn't finish the second. Can't remember where he finished in the what's it race.
The sprint race.
I mean, I could just find it now.
Every time I look at it, it says Super Pole race. I'm like, where's the sprint? Where does it say sprint? Brad Ray came 16th in the sprint race.
It's not bad, really, is it?
It's not really.
But he's just behind. He's just. But this is like. So we go like. I'll forget about the top 10 because the top 10s are decent riders. You expect to see in the top 10, but 11th onward. This is the people he's racing against. He's not miles behind them. So you got Lecuona, Remy Gardner, Moto2 champion.
Yeah.
Michael Rubens Rinaldi, who's on a Ducati. That's just what I mean. Rinaldi's on a Ducati. He's on you know, inverted commas, the same Ducati as Batista. That's just what I mean. Why is he not up there racing with Batista? Or why is he at least, like, obviously the bike's amazing. Why is he not at least up with Locatelli and Bassani for racing for 5th and 6th? Why is he down in, like, 13th place? Right, he's got Philip Ertl. Philip Ertl's probably tired because he did the 24 hour the week before. He's probably tired. He wants to go to bed. That's why he's down there. You got Danilo Petrucci. I'm going to be honest. in my opinion, he's a massive
I was
disappointment.
expecting a lot more
Yeah.
for Petrucci.
Obviously, he doesn't care what I think, and neither he should, because I'm just a fat dad. But I was expecting a lot more from Petrucci. And then behind Petrucci's Brad Ray was between Petrucci and Garrett Gerloff. But Garrett Gerloff's on a BMW, so I'm surprised he even finishes the race, to be honest.
Yeah, I was expecting a lot more from Petrucci. But
Maybe it's yet to come. Maybe
Brad
he's still
Ray-
finding his feet.
Brad Ray came off. Brad Ray, weird, this is a stat. Brad Ray has been at one World Superbike meet. He came off in one race, and he still finished as many races as Tom Sykes.
oh, you're not going to let Tom Sykes go, are you?
Right he's doing all right. It's not Tom Sykes' fault. It's
I know.
It's ridiculous. His bike's terrible.
Yeah, but obviously Chippy thinks that Tom Sykes should retire. So
Well, I do. When you've got less points than Haffy Shirehin, well, however you say it,
not
I
his
think that
fault,
means your
though,
career's
is it?
over.
It's not his fault, though, is it?
Wow.
It's the bike's fault.
I think he should retire. I'm going to be
I
honest.
think he should as well.
Nah.
He's not going to win another
what's he
championship.
What's he racing for, Ash? Why is he racing?
Because it's his job. That's what he does. He races bikes, and he shouldn't have to throw the towel in just because his team's shite or the bike's shite.
No, but you can do other stuff in racing. You can be a pundit. You can run a team. You can
He's
be
not.
a coach.
He's not throwing the towel in because his team's shite. No other team wants him because he's just not that good anymore. No other team really wants him, so he has to go to a shit team if he wants to ride.
Yeah, I still think he's a good rider, though.
Oh, well, of course he is. He's in the World Superbikes. He's a decent rider, but he's just there making up numbers now. Surely, is he not? Surely he must want more than just.
I don't know.
come
I
on
suppose
last
as well. I just
DNF.
like the guy, so
Because he's from Yorkshire.
I don't. Yeah. But I look at Chaz Davies, and I genuinely, I don't know, Chaz Davies maybe wakes up in the morning with cold sweats and thanks God I just want to go racing again, and I'm sure part of him does. But I look at Chaz Davies and what he's doing in Ducati, and I think it must be giving him a great deal of satisfaction to know that when the Ducati's absolutely smoking it and absolutely killing it, he can put a little smile on his face and think, well, part of that's me. I'm helping this team out. I'm a test rider. I give them info. I take all my experience and I add to it, and I'm a little bit of the building block that makes Ducati what it is.
no.
Yes, no.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with what you're
Tom
saying.
Sykes could do that.
I just hope they can get the bike sorted and he can just start enjoying doing some proper racing.
I think Tom Sykes and Senior Faso should both retire.
Well, I think Marc Marquez should retire, but obviously that's not a. That's like Chippy doesn't agree with me on that.
I just said Marc Marquez should retire.
Did you?
Yeah, but when you're getting podiums still, you clearly still got it. So why should he retire when he's still capable of getting podiums?
Because he needs a Zimmer frame
If he was
to get
like-
his bike.
If he was like Tom Sykes, where he's got 1 point all season so far, then yeah, I'd probably say just throw the towel in. But he's
All right, when it
getting
comes
a
to
podium.
when it comes to Marc Marquez, the word retire is maybe a bit harsh, but I think he should, let's just say, take a step back. Getting a random podium every now and again between your crashes and your injuries isn't really a career, is it?
What he needs to do is if he still wants to race, he needs to go to a satellite team somewhere over and let somebody else take that ride at Honda so they can build the bike around somebody that can actually ride it.
To be honest, if he went somewhere like KTM, I think it would probably be good for everybody. A fresh start. It'd do him good. It'd do Honda good. Probably lift KTM as well.
KTM would have him.
Yeah.
I think any team would have
I
him.
don't
To be
know.
well, not say any team. Probably not. Probably
Nah.
not.
Most
Lenovo,
teams.
Ducati. Probably not.
No, most teams. would have
Yamaha
him.
wouldn't
No.
have him. Yamaha wouldn't have him. Absolutely not. Without a shadow of a doubt, Yamaha would not have him.
What about LCR
Podium,
Honda with his
maybe?
brother? Not with his brother. With Alex Rins.
Nah. I don't know. He wouldn't go. If he's going to change, he wouldn't go to another Honda. He'd change manufacturer, surely. Especially LCR. That's just.
But then KTM.
Yeah, the KTM's got some, I reckon.
I do. I really like KTM. I think
Danny,
KTM's great.
They do have something. Danny Pedrosa, that's what they have. There's somebody that knows how to test the bike and build the bike. And that's what Honda had years ago. They had Danny Pedrosa.
Developed a bike, and Marquez was brilliant on it.
Yeah.
So maybe he should go to KTM. If he goes to KTM, they'll have Danny Pedrosa building the bike and Marc Marquez winning the races. Maybe that's a winning combination. Maybe he should go to KTM.
As long as he leaves a slot open for
shout.
Pedro Acosta, it's all good.
Pedro Costa shouldn't.
I want him to go to
KTM.
I want him to go to KTM.
No, I don't think he should go there either.
I reckon.
Where's he going to go? If he doesn't go to Repsol, Honda, or KTM, where's he going to go?
I think he should go to Pramac Ducati. I reckon that's where he'll end up. Satellite Ducati.
Satellite team.
Yeah, satellite team, and then if he impresses, move up to the factory.
No.
Acosta is going to go full factory.
With you, Chippy, in what you're saying.
I don't know.
I think with the way they were talking about Acosta and the way they were bombing and blowing and bigging him up, it would be a massive mistake for him to go to a satellite team.
I think Ducati will want him in their sort of rank.
Yeah, but
I don't think they're going to throw him straight in
to KTM if he goes up.
He might not have a choice. He might be on one of them dodgy contracts where he's got to stay there for the rest of his career.
Well, he has been told, hasn't he? Well, it was a 5-year. It was a 5-year contract from the rookies, wasn't it? And he's flown through MotoGP. Moto3 and Moto2. So, yeah, I think he'll end up at KTM GP. But I think he should. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Well, I put a poll out on this on our page a while ago, and I think it was a draw between Pramac and Red Bull KTM.
The thing is, if he goes to a satellite bike, he'd probably go there with a 2-year contract, and unless he and judging by past performances, like he turned up to Moto3, he needed a year, and then he won the championship. Turned up at Moto2. Let's be honest, last year he wasn't amazing. He was good. He showed signs of why he's such a prospect, but he wasn't amazing.
Yeah.
He was trying to learn the bike, and this year he's coming out, and even now this year it's not part and parcel. It's not as one-sided as they thought it was going to be. But Pedro Acosta is showing signs that he could be a champion, but he's not even leading the championship at the minute. However, if he goes to MotoGP, chances are, from his track record, he's not going to be like Marquez and jump in and just smoke the championship. He might, but his chances are he's going to get in there and he's going to need a year to learn the bike. Now, if he's on a satellite bike, a year to learn the bike in a satellite bike is going to have him down in 10th, 12th. If he's learning the bike and he's already on a satellite, he's going to be 10th, 12th. That's where he's going to be. And then in the following year, if he comes out, because of how many satellite bikes Ducati has and because of how big Ducati is, there's no guarantee that he's going to get the best parts for the bike. There's no guarantee he's going to get the support that he needs. So in the year where he comes in and he feels like he's capable of maybe, putting a bit of a challenge together, he's going to struggle. And then is Ducati going to be like, oh well, guess what? We'll give you a factory contract. We'll give you that factory contract.
I don't think he'll be in like 10th, 12th place. I think he'll be a lot higher than that.
And then you think so?
In his rookie year.
In his rookie year, if he's on a satellite bike.
Just got this feeling about him that he's just going to do really well.
Yeah, but you said that about Ana Carrasco at Moto3 as well.
Shut up about Ana Carrasco, for fuck's sake.
But he's not going to come. He's not going to come into MotoGP and do what Marc Marquez done. Nobody is ever going to come into MotoGP and do what Marc Marquez done.
Could do.
Nah, he's the GOAT. Of course it won't.
Rossi's the GOAT, but anyway. Same argument every week.
You can't deny what Marc Marquez done when he first came in.
Oh, it's amazing! Absolutely amazing. I can't deny that. Can't. But I can deny he's not the
Valentino Rossi. Valentino Rossi didn't win the Premier Championship in his first year.
He's the GOAT. No, he's not the GOAT.
He's
not.
Is this an ASMR video?
Anyway.
Val's the GOAT. Yeah.
Head to head 6-0.
More championships.
That's had 6-0. Anyway, what we're doing now? Are we going on to?
Are we still talking about Superbikes, or are we just, what are we talking about?
I don't know what we're talking about
I
anymore.
accidentally sort of chucked it into MotoGP, but to be honest, I'm more interested in MotoGP at the moment than the World Superbikes. So,
Yeah, World Superbikes is boring me a bit.
Yeah, let's be honest. World Superbikes, and barring their own silly mistakes, it looks very much like Batista's going to win World Superbikes, and Bullock is going to win World Supersport. And the World Supersport 300 race is good and exciting racing, but I don't watch it enough
No.
with a fine tooth comb to really know what I'm talking about, so I'm not going to start pretending. It was a good race and I enjoyed it, but that's all I can really say about the World Superbike this weekend. It was a bit boring. I've seen a lot of people on Facebook and Twitter, for example, who are all saying the same thing. There's a lot of people saying the same thing. World Superbikes is getting really, really boring. Most of what I'm seeing on is British Superbike pages where they're saying, thank God for British Superbikes because it's a lot more exciting. The World Superbikes is just pants because it's just so predictable. And it's been predictable for years because going back a few years ago, whenever Johnny Ray was winning it all the time, it was the same. You watched it. And I'm a Johnny Ray fan. Obviously, you can understand why. I'm a Johnny Ray fan, so I wasn't as worried whenever he was just taking off. I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah.
But it was a bit boring. You stuck it on and you knew Johnny Ray was going to take off. You knew he was going to smoke the field. You knew he was going to. Sometimes he was like 15, 16 seconds ahead of people. You knew that was going to happen, and that happened year in, year out, year in. And then thank God Batista turned up in that year when him and Johnny Ray had a bit of a fight. It still ended up Johnny Ray won it, but at least then it was a bit exciting. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then Top Rack won it a year, and then whenever Top Rack won it, you thought, oh, this might be it. This might be World Superbike starting to become more competitive. But
this is why I
I
sort of started to get a bit bored of
show now.
MotoGP when Marquez was in it, because he'd just check out every fucking race. I used to find that boring.
I didn't mind that.
Well, of course you didn't, because you think sun shines out of his ass. But it just you were rooting for like second and third, just like World Supers is now.
Yeah, but Marquez, I like Marquez. The good thing about Marquez was, even on his own, he was exciting. Just watching Marquez racing was exciting.
Yeah, I get what you're saying,
like
but
it was like maybe not every race, maybe not even every other race, but almost like every 2, 3, 4 races, Marquez would do something phenomenal. Like he would lose the front, and he would be there, and he would hold on.
He'd hold the bike and himself up with his elbow. Amazing. Like I used to love watching that in slow motion. You're like, how does he do that?
And you think if that was any other rider, they would have crashed and they would have lost the points, and then there would be a championship battle on right now. But there's not, because it's Marquez and he's amazing. But this is what I come back to. He's crashed too many times and he's hurt himself. He can't do that anymore. He's not got the strength.
No.
So he's going to keep crashing because he doesn't know how to ride any other way apart from push it to the limit.
Yeah.
And he'll crash and he'll injure himself, and we'll just watch the slow demise of one of the greatest riders we've ever seen because he's too proud to retire when he's on a high.
The greatest rider.
No, it's not.
Marc Marquez, he's arguably the greatest rider. You can't say he's not. Marc Marquez, there's Marc Marquez, right, who refuses to retire whenever I think he should. And there's Casey Stoner, who retired far too early and should have.
Yeah.
You just need somewhere in the middle.
Yes.
Somewhere in the middle, some amazing rider to come out and just smoke it and absolutely destroy it, and then be like, now's the time to retire. Casey Stoner should have done a few more years.
Yeah, but I agree with that.
Marc Marquez should stop. Valentino Rossi should have retired long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Long before that. I think 2015 really wound him up. Was it 2015? I think 2015 really wound.
Was that when they had the
Valentino Rossi.
little kick incident?
Yeah. I think if Rossi had he denies this. I've read it recently. I'm on a post somewhere, but he denies it. If he had won that championship, he would have retired. He maybe wouldn't have. Who knows? But not long after that, he should have retired. He shouldn't have went on to 2021. He just became a bit sad watching him turning up.
Yes.
Mark Marquez should retire.
No. Anyway.
Yeah. So I'm
So we've
looking
got
forward
Jerez.
to the Spanish GP.
Spanish GP.
I'm very
Jerez
much
is
looking
apparently
forward
the
to it.
cheapest GP to go to for a fan.
Is it? My dad's been
Is
to
it?
Catalunya. He said that was really good. I'm looking forward to it anyway. Looking forward to seeing what good old Marco Bezzecchi can pull out of his arse again.
I think it's going to be bang now.
Do you reckon?
This weekend. He won last time.
Yeah,
In fact, I'm pretty sure he dominated it last time. Didn't he get pole, fastest lap, and the race win? I'm sure he did.
but you two said last week you think he's just going to keep losing his head now.
Well, if he can keep his head, I think he'll smash
I
it.
think he'll keep. I've said obviously I think he'll keep his head, but
I hope he can because I do like him.
I'm just really enjoying the VR46 team doing well. I'm really enjoying that.
Mm.
Because I'm just thinking to myself, Rossi
He
has
didn't do that
trained
well last week.
these guys, and they're just he must be bloody well proud of them. Yeah, not doing that well, but
He
still
didn't
leading
do
the
that.
championship.
Last week Bastianini came like sixth. It's just not Bastian. Yeah, not Bastianini.
No, not Bastianini.
Bezzecchi came like sixth.
Yeah,
Bezzecchi came like sixth. It's just that Bagnaia come off. So
still leading the championship though.
yes, they're doing well, leading the championship, doing well. But
Ash only likes the VR46 Academy because it's Rossi.
Well, I think it's quite
He's
impressive.
got all
obviously.
rose-tinted glasses on.
Rossi's trained these lads up, and they're up there.
Yeah, it is nice to see. It's like a nice legacy that he's left.
Do you
last year, Francesco Bagnaia beat Quartararo by 0.2 of a second. So it wasn't. He didn't destroy the field. It was a race.
Oh, I thought he.
But then third place was Alex Espargaro with 10 seconds behind that.
Hmm.
Do you reckon Marc Marquez would do an academy?
I don't know.
Top of it. There's talk of. It was just speculation I heard with the commentators, but if they're talking about it, then they're maybe hearing things.
Mm.
So, but there was speculation that the Marquez brothers will maybe start an academy, and they'll have a satellite team somewhere, and then the Rossi Marquez rivalry,
and it will carry on. The battle will carry on.
Because they were saying because both Marquez brothers are still like essentially riding, they could start a satellite team and both race for it themselves. Both race in the satellite team.
On what bike though?
No,
Probably Ducati.
I wouldn't be surprised if Marquez did.
Mm.
I hope he does.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he takes Rossi's formula the way he's done it, because the way Rossi's done it is, I don't know the name of his chief, and obviously I know Len Jarvis, but that fella who's been beside him his whole life, his whole racing career, he's had that one guy beside him, and he's now running the VR46 team, and Marc Marquez is the same. He's had that one pillar who's been with him his whole life, his whole racing career. And if he was to start a satellite team, that guy would then become like, the team principal of the satellite team.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be as successful as Rossi's though. And that's not.
You would say that, wouldn't you?
Well, I just don't think it would be.
It shouldn't be as successful
Why
as
not?
Rossi's anyway, because he's been doing this for years now.
Mm.
Why would it not be as successful as Rossi's?
Not straight away.
He would get the. If Marc Marquez, I guarantee it, if Marc Marquez was to start a team and put his brand on it, Red Bull would want to be part of it for a start. Because there's money to be made.
That's
Marc
true,
Marquez,
yeah.
There's definitely money to be made. And any manufacturer, bar Yamaha, because Len Jarvis wouldn't have it, but any other manufacturer would have him as a satellite team without a shadow of a doubt. They would. And so you've got the team, you've got the sponsor, all you need is riders, and there is ample amount of riders who would wet themselves for an opportunity to ride. And Marc Marquez sponsored bike.
Do you think he'd have Ducati?
And of course he would do it.
It'd be Honda, I think. He'd stick with Honda.
Do you
I
reckon?
think it'd probably be Honda.
Yeah. And let's be honest, there's not a shortage of talent in Spain, is there?
No.
There'll be a lot of Spanish riders in
That's
that
true.
academy.
Yeah.
What about the... I know we talked about it in the group chat, but we've not talked about it on here. What about the very, 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 very distant rumours, but the rumour, all the same, that Bautista might be going back to MotoGP?
Well,
I can't see it.
I can't see it, and I think it's a really, really bad move if he was to do that.
Yeah, I do.
He's
Bad move for
absolutely
everyone.
dominating the World Superbikes, and I think he'd be stupid to go to MotoGP.
Why?
Because I don't think he'll do as well as he's doing in World Supers.
But whenever he was in MotoGP, like whenever he was racing in MotoGP, he wasn't anywhere near the sort of bike that you would expect to win. He wasn't in a full factory bike. In fact, I think he might have been at MotoGP at the same time whenever MotoGP was. They were going through a transition and they had open bikes.
Because he was number 19, wasn't
I
he,
can't remember what it was.
in MotoGP?
Yeah. But he didn't. He was never on. He was never on a championship winning bike. So my point is, the point I'm getting to is that if he was to go back now, and he got his leg over a decent championship competitive bike, he maybe feels that he's got something to prove.
But I don't think he'd get
If
a full
I'd been on a
factory. He'd
decent
end up on a
bike.
satellite bike.
You don't think the factory Ducati team would
No,
Nah.
put him on there?
nah.
I think if he was a lot younger, if he was early 20s, they might do it. But
What
I think
age is he?
How old is he now?
he's got to be late 20s, early 30s, is he? Shall I Google it?
Well, that's nothing. Mark Marquez is 30.
Yeah, I know,
You're
but Mark
basically
Marquez...
saying-
Johnny Ray's
You're
35.
basically Mark Marquez has won what? Mark Marquez has... What were you going to say there? Mark Marquez has won what?
Well, he's won a lot of world championships, hasn't he? He's won more world championships. He's
he also
38.
walked straight...
Bautista is 38.
Oh.
Yeah,
He's 38, yeah. Yeah. No, but back to Mark Marquez. Mark Marquez walked straight into a factory team. So he always had a better opportunity of winning races and winning championships. He was in a full factory bike. My point is that if Bautista, for his efforts, was given the opportunity to go to MotoGP for a year, maybe even on like a decent satellite, like a Ducati satellite bike, and go there just for a payday and maybe prove a few people wrong, win a couple of races and show that he would have had a chance in MotoGP had they put him on a decent bike, just to prove people wrong. Maybe that means more to him than winning another Superbike championship.
I think he'd be down
You know
in.
what I mean?
I think
Maybe
he'd be
that
down
means-
in like 12th, 13th.
Yeah, I do. I can't see him being near the front. It's a young man's game now,
I
isn't
think
it?
if you put
MotoGP.
I think if you put him in the factory bike, I think he'd do a lot better than you think.
Dorna, if you're listening, let's
better than Bagnaia.
let's have a look.
Do better than Bagnaia.
Well, yeah, maybe at the minute. But yeah, I think Ducati will want him winning
Yeah,
for Ducati in the World Superbikes rather than risk having him back.
and he obviously won
And being-
the last
being
race
packing.
that he won. That was the 400th win for Ducati in World Supers as well.
They were talking about that today. They were saying that if Batista wasn't there, what would Ducati do? Because Ronaldo,
Bassani.
like I said, finished 11th or something.
Yeah, that's a good.
What did you
I'm
say,
surprised. I was going to say Bassani. I'm surprised Bassani hasn't had a go in the factory Ducati bike yet. Because they had the choice,
Jimmy?
didn't
I
they?
can't see
Ronaldo,
being there
they
this year.
well, they re-signed Ronaldo. It was at the end of last season or the season before. They had the choice and they signed him on again. And I was like, they should have gone for
I don't
Bassani.
I don't think they'll re-sign him after this year.
No, I don't. But then again, I thought that last year. Who knows?
Oh, back to the World Superbikes. I know we're jumping all over the place. Did anybody see the little inflatable crocodile?
No,
No, I haven't seen it. I've heard about it.
what happened?
Right, so Top Rack was out riding and there was an inflatable crocodile. I was listening to it on my phone, so I had my earphones in, but it was just like qualifying, so I closed my phone and put it in my pocket, and I was walking around the house doing some housework or something and listening to the qualifying. And then I heard them talk about this crocodile. So I was really quick to get my phone out and look at it, and I missed it. But I watched it back on YouTube. It was tiny. This little small crocodile. It wasn't very big. It wasn't like a big lilo. It was a little one. I'm pretty sure when you go to motorbike races that things like that shouldn't be allowed. You shouldn't be allowed to blow up anything at a motorbike race. Sure, you shouldn't have any sort of inflatable blow up toys or balloons or bags or anything. Even at a like any sort of motorsport race, it just shouldn't be there. Why were they allowed to go in there with inflatable crocodiles?
He's kept it though, hasn't he?
Smoking something. Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah, they've kept it.
Well, it was like last year in the TT, that lad with the football. Did you see that?
Oh, that was horrible.
Oh my god! Like literally, they were just coming up, weren't they? And the ball like rolled out, and I was like, oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh, if that was my kid with messing around with football, I'd be going absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the TT this year.
It starts soon, doesn't it?
And one of the races on my birthday, and I booked it off, so I'm just going to sit at home and watch TT. I think that's what I do on my birthday. I just sit and watch bikes.
I'm usually at work for my birthday.
We're going to obviously see
usually falls.
Michael Russell doing his thing. Russell Road Racing. He's making some hoodies soon. I've actually asked. I want one. So
predictions for Jerez.
I'm going to go for Bagnaia to win MotoGP.
I'm going Pedro Costa for Moto2.
Marc Marquez. It's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed that Marc Marquez is going to be there.
What? Because he's still injured.
I'm not putting him in my prediction. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Alex Marquez has got an injury as well. When he was took out last week, he's done some. He can still race, but he's apparently he's slightly injured and he can't train properly. But yeah. But anyway, I'm going to go for Bagnaia to win MotoGP, Arbolino for Moto2, and the Spanish John McPhee, Juan Macia, or whatever he's called.
Well, I'm going to go
Juan McPhee.
Bezzecchi to win MotoGP, Pedro Costa Moto2, and I'm going to stick to my guns with Sasaki for Moto3, because he was leading the race last race until he fucking came off. But I'm sticking with Sasaki. Sam, what do you reckon?
I reckon I am going to go big.
Oh.
And I think that after last week the confidence is going to be up.
Say the line, Sam.
And he is Spanish, so I think Alex Rins is going to win.
I was thinking of Alex Rins.
Not Zarco.
I was thinking it'd be Zarco, yeah.
No. No, I think I genuinely looking at Spanish riders, because I think the Spanish will pull out the bag.
I'd love it if Alex Rins won. I really would.
I just seen Alex Rins, and I think after last week, because sometimes just winning a race just gives you that sort of just gives them that confidence. And I'm speaking as if I know. Oh, I know. Look at me. I won a race. But sometimes you see riders win a race and they go on a bit of a streak and they get some confidence. So I think Alex Rins for MotoGP. Moto2, I'm going to go for Pedro Costa again. And Moto3,
I was just wondering, Aaron Canet, maybe he'll get his first
I don't
win.
think he will.
Spanish rider, he goes well around there. Anyway, sorry.
Moto3.
Ana Carrasco.
Ana Carrasco.
She's Spanish. She might get a point.
Oh, mate. Oh, if she does.
I would doubt Ana Carrasco.
If she does. I'll be over the moon.
She won't. Don't get your hopes up.
Do you know how happy I would be?
Moto3.
So happy.
I'm going to go for... Is it David Mignon?
Oh, yes. Ana Carrasco's teammate, I think, isn't it? Is that him? I can never remember who it is.
Oh, imagine she gets a point, man.
She's not going to get a point. Stop getting your hopes up. Just book that blood donation.
You book your bike test, motherfucker.
CBT.
Sorry, yes, CBT.
Yeah, send your CBT.
And then we can go bike shopping. How fun would that be?
Just because he gets a CBT doesn't mean he's going to get a bike.
Well, you said no. The bet was he passes CBT and he gets a bike.
Yeah, that was the bet.
So we can go bike shopping.
But I'll just get a moped. It's still a bike.
No, you got to get an actual bike. What's that?
It's my blood donor card.
Ah. Ash, where's yours? You'll have one.
I don't have it.
If you've given blood before. Oh, that's interesting. Because you would have one if you've given blood.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, because things can't be lost in life.
Have you ever had one? Have you ever given blood?
Yes.
Can tell when
Here we go again. Oh my god.
You do know nobody's going to listen
Oh,
to
no.
this show. This is the worst show we've ever
No,
done.
I don't know.
This
I think
one's
the shit
terrible.
show was worse than this.
Yeah, that was worse. I actually thought this show's been alright.
The shit show was bad because of technical issues.
No,
This
the
one's
shit show was
just
bad because we had no bikes to talk about.
Yeah.
No, I liked it. I thought it was all right. Just had technical issues.
Well, me and Chippy think this one went
This one's
okay.
just not
And
good.
you know what? I think this one's
been
going to
good.
be the easiest for you to edit as well, Chippy.
Yeah, I hope so. You have pressed record,
Well,
haven't
you
you?
wouldn't know, Ash. Ash, you wouldn't know because you've never edited one. You've never even offered. Last week, whenever I was asking Chippy to edit it, and then he said he couldn't, and you knew I couldn't. Not once, not one time did you say, "How about I?"
I need training. If I'm learning how to do that, I can't do it off a video. I need to sit with Chippy when he edits it and watch.
Well, I never got training. Sam never got training.
Yeah,
We
the
just
first
played
time
about
I
and
edited
worked it out.
The first time I edited the show, I never got training. My first edit was my training. So.
But do you know why? Do you know
pull
why I
yourself
don't want to
up,
edit?
Ash.
Because I'll edit it, and guess what? It won't be fucking good enough. I'll be like, oh, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do that? Ah, she fucked it up again. Oh, you can't do the news. Oh, you can't do the edit. You don't know who the fuck Sam and Alex Laws is. You know, I'll end up getting scorned for doing something decent. I did a decent Who Am I this week, and well, it was quite difficult, really. It was a bit shit. Oh, nice one. Cheers, Sam. It's the one fucking good thing I do, and it's shite. Rant over. You both want me to do more, and it's like, yeah, you do put stuff in the thing, and it's like, yeah, I put news in there. Chippy deletes it. Didn't even read it.
It wasn't news, it was speculation.
Speculation session. Right, what are we on to next then?
Preview for the British Superbikes.
Oh yeah, British Superbikes. I'm a little sad. I'm going to miss this. I'll probably be able to see it on my tablet, but oh yeah. So for anybody that's listening, for the next 2 episodes after this one, I'm not going to be here. I am away doing other stuff.
The episode's going to be about half hour long.
So it's left to Ash and Chippy.
Yeah, but all right, okay. So
The thing
I'm
is,
going to be the host.
it's just going to be me and you arguing.
I'm going to be the host, and do you know what? I'll probably do it, and then the next week it'll be Sam like, "Oh, you're pretty shit as a host."
Well, I will have feedback for you. I will be telling you what I think.
Great.
The thing is, we're going to be arguing, and we're not going to have Sam here to stop us. It is just going to be an argument the whole show
No,
about why
I'm
Marc
gonna,
Marquez is better than
I'll do some
Rossi.
agreeing to disagreeing. We're going to have to do that.
Well, I won't
I know
be.
you won't be, but
Well, I
I'm
might
being the
do
host,
that.
so I'm going to have to, aren't I?
Are you going to do your bike review next week, Ash?
Oh, no.
Yes, I will do my bike review.
Give you something else to talk about while I'm not here.
Yeah, well, Chippy, you're going to have to come up with some questions for that, my friend.
Just imagine you're trying to trip him up and make him look silly.
Yes.
So,
I'll-
for everybody
I'll
that
give you
can't
some
see,
questions.
Sam keeps flexing in the camera.
Flexing my biceps. Like, they're pretty good considering I don't really work them very much.
Nah.
Right.
Oulton Park.
I am eager. Yeah, Oulton Park.
What did
Yeah,
you just
it's quite
say?
I was going to say I'm eager to get
All
this
right,
episode wrapped
okay.
up.
No, it's okay. I thought you said something else then.
No. Right, yeah, I'm a bit sad I'm going to be missing this one. Feel free to talk amongst yourself, guys. I just had to sneeze there.
Yeah, good
It's
mic,
quiet.
good mic mute in there. Yeah, so it's the Oulton Park. When is that starting though? Is that starting on the Saturday?
Well, Friday practice, yeah. Saturday and Sunday races.
I was going to say, because when I'm looking at my calendar that you sent us, it just says MotoGP on the Friday. It doesn't say anything about British Supers.
It does.
It doesn't on mine.
But it does on mine.
Oulton Park looks like a good track too.
Oulton Park's a brilliant track.
Looks better than Silverstone, that's for sure. Looks more exciting.
I like
Oh, wait,
Oulton Park.
is it Saturday to Monday? I think it's Saturday to Monday.
Yeah, because is it a
Bank
bank holiday
holiday.
Monday?
Yeah.
That's why.
Yes.
It says Saturday,
yes,
Sunday,
is.
Monday.
The British Superbikes loves a bank holiday, doesn't it?
Yes.
It's like bank holidays. Why spend it with your family when you can come and spend it with a bunch of alcoholics and bikes?
Have you put holiday in for it, Chippy, already?
No, I'm working days on the Sunday, nights on the Monday.
I was chatting to Ash once, and we were talking about festivals and Donington Park and
here we
stuff.
go.
And he says to me, he doesn't want to go to Download Festival because he doesn't want to be surrounded by hairy guys that don't wash. And this is the same guy that wants to go to watch motorbike racing. And I was like, have you seen some of the guys that go and watch motorbike racing? I'm pretty sure none of them. I'm pretty sure there's quite a few of them don't wash.
Yeah, but you don't have to be huddled together watching a lot of music and then someone throw a pint of piss over your head. Like, that doesn't happen at bike racing.
But it does happen at horse racing, and you go to horse racing.
They didn't happen at horse racing.
And don't say it doesn't, because yes, it does, because you shared in the story where you told me where a mate of yours pissed in a pint glass and then proceeded to drink it.
Yeah.
And you were there. And you told me about
I was there.
Yeah. So, yeah, you were there, a guy that drank his own piss at
Yeah,
horse
but he
racing.
didn't chuck it. He didn't chuck it over anyone's head.
Yeah, but he could have easily done it because I know the guy you're talking about, and he very easily could
Yeah,
have
but he
chucked it over
didn't.
people's
What he
heads.
did was passed it to a lass and said, "Taste that cider. It tastes a bit off to me." And she took a sip of it. And we were all absolutely
My point is, you go to horse racing where there's this sort of behaviour, but all of a sudden, as soon as you put a bit of rock music in it, you're disgusted by it.
No, I like rock music.
You're a fucking snob.
I like
That's
rock
what you
music.
are. You're a snob. Oh, I like horse racing because it makes me look better for society, but I don't like rock music. Snob.
I've never said I don't like rock music.
What about a football match? You go to a football match, people are throwing beer all over each other all the time.
Well, they're not, because you're not allowed beer in there, are you?
Well, you don't have to go to an actual game. I mean, if you go to the pub to watch I've been to loads of games in the pub and I've just ended up soaked in beer.
You're obviously going
Well,
to...
you don't. You watch Leeds.
Rough pubs.
You watch Leeds, so you've nothing to celebrate. That's why it doesn't happen to you.
I like rock music. I grew up listening to rock music. The first album I ever had was Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction.
But you won't go to watch a gig because it's too dirty.
No, I just don't want to go to a festival.
Why not?
Because it's just fucking horrible. Usually it pisses down and it's just mud everywhere. So if you don't take a pair of wellies, you're absolutely screwed. Someone sets your tent on fire.
How many festivals have you been to?
None.
Then how do you know?
Because I've seen pictures and videos and it just looks grim.
I went to the Northwest one year in a tent, and the cars and tents used to be able to sit beside each other. You used to be able to get out your car, pitch your tent, and that was it. And then one year, some silly daft twat got drunk and lit up his bike and ran over a tent and broke a girl's legs. And then the following year, that's true, and then the following year, you had to get out of your tent, or you had to get out of your car, and you had to trek like half a mile to get your tent in. So bikers are just...
Imagine being laid down in his tent and some twat just comes along and rides on your legs.
I know. That's my point. It's not even funny. My point is,
It is.
bikers.
It's really funny.
And my point is, the biking community isn't exactly. They're not exactly the cleanest cut community in the world. They're all hairy.
I'm hairy. Not on my head, but...
They're all big hairy dudes. I'm sure some of them have some sort of hygiene issues. So what's the difference between going to watch bikes for a weekend and going to watch rock music for a weekend.
It's just a
what
bit.
Have you got against
I haven't got
what have you got
anything against
going
rock music. I haven't.
You know, if you go to festivals, you don't have to go. You don't have to get into a mosh pit. You can stand by.
I like a mosh pit.
You can. No, you obviously don't.
I've been to 2 big ones.
Now you're just contradicting yourself. You said you'd never been to.
No, I said I've been to see him in concert. Obviously, I've been in with the crowd and that. I haven't been to a festival.
Well, that's the same thing.
No.
Ash. It's the same. It's
not.
the same thing. What do you think happens at a festival that doesn't happen at a concert? Apart from the fact that you sleep in a tent.
Because if someone lights your tent on fire, where are you sleeping?
Who lights your tent on fire?
Idiots.
You are so paranoid.
What paranoid?
You are so paranoid.
You
are so paranoid. You are very paranoid. Who would light your tent on fire? Maybe before you leave to save you taking it with you. Who's going to light your tent on fire? Why would somebody light your tent on fire?
I just don't like the idea of going to a festival. Don't like it.
You can go to a festival and stay in hotels as well. That's a thing.
Nah, it's too much hassle.
I know you're a bit.
I don't mind camping. I just don't. I don't like camping when it's just a complete load of idiots. Simple as that.
You're just paranoid.
Not.
So we've established that it's nothing to do with being dirty. You're scared in case somebody lights your tent on fire.
That is the other thing. It just. Chippy will agree with me on this. He would not want to go to a festival.
No, I wouldn't. But to be honest, live music's never really appealed to me.
There you go.
But listen to it, just
would you go camp? Would you go and camp out at, say, Cadwell Park?
I'd rather go in a hotel.
Yeah, but if you had the choice, would you camp out at Cadwell Park? If you had the
if it's camping at Cadwell, if it's camping at Cadwell, if the choice was camping at Cadwell Park or missing the meeting completely, then I'd camp there. But if there's a choice of camping there or being in a hotel, I'd go to the hotel.
What if the hotel was 5 times the price? What if you could camp there for, let's say, 50 quid, but
it's
it was
free to camp there?
Well, okay, it's free, but how much is the hotel? What, 200 quid?
But I don't know. And the nearest place would be Louth, so I don't know.
I'd just pay the 200 quid, and then I could have a nice breakfast as well. Then.
Yeah, but you get a nice breakfast down at the clubhouse, though. Clubhouse breakfast is decent at Cadwell Park.
Yeah, I'm sure you do, but you can get a nice shower and a nice bed. You don't get rained on.
I went to Download Festival, and I never took my boots off for 3 days.
See what I mean? Reesty bastards like yourself. I don't want to be with them people.
It was just easier.
It's dirty.
It's just easier to do that.
Dirty pig. You fucking...
Not dirty. Not dirty at all. Everybody's dirty, so you don't stand out. It's just... You're not a festival,
exactly.
mate.
Everybody's dirty, so you don't stand out. I'll be that one person that's clean, and all I can smell is BO and shit and piss.
No, you don't smell BO. BO comes from dirty
Yeah.
people.
People that wear their boots for 3 days.
Dirty. No.
Oh my god, this is now turning into the shittest podcast we've done.
Having BO isn't because you're being dirty for a couple of days. Having BO is because you've been dirty for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. Having BO is because you're a reasty bastard. It's because you don't fucking eat right, you don't drink right, you don't look after yourself, you don't wash yourself, period. Full stop. Go on a couple of days without a bath because you're at a festival, you don't get BO. You don't. Not unless you already get BO. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but a lot of them people do. So
anyway, British Superbikes.
How did we even get onto that? Like,
I have no idea, but we need to give our predictions.
I never know.
I don't either.
Yeah, I know.
Glenn
It's
Irwin.
a bit like.
Which is good. I like that. I like the fact that you don't know who to pick.
I ain't got a Scooby. Glenn Irwin. Yeah, that him.
I think he's back. I think Josh Brooks is going to do well.
Yeah, I think he is as well.
Because he's a two times British Superbike champion. The guy's good around all these tracks, and now he's on a bike that performs.
Chippy hates him because
it's a
he's
winning
Australian.
combination.
What? No, I like him. I'm going to go for Tommy Bridewell.
Number 46.
Because I like Tommy Bridewell. I
Surprised-
also think Leon
surprised
Haslam
you
might
picked
have a
that.
good weekend as well.
Number 46. Surprised you picked that, Chippy.
Well, I like Tommy Bridewell. He's the best 46. No, I love Rossi. But just because I like Marquez, everybody thinks I hate Rossi.
That's true.
I don't.
Glenn Irwin for me. It's called Glenn.
So Glenn Irwin, Tommy Bridewell, and who did you say, Sam? Josh Brooks.
Josh Brooks, I wouldn't be surprised if all three of them won a race, to be honest. Sorry, I'm yawning. Trying to talk through a yawn. I'm very tired. I need to go to bed soon.
I've done a
I've got
12-hour
busy
shift
couple of-
today.
Well, I've got a busy couple of days coming up. In fact, I've got a busy couple of weeks coming up.
Yeah.
Alright, for anybody listening, if you've enjoyed the show this week, if you made it to the end, well done. My
I
opinion,
didn't think it was that
we've
bad.
We've not been firing on all cylinders today. I apologise. Chippy and Ash disagree. Send us in an email, let us know what you thought about it. Get in touch. If you do want to get in touch, you can send us that email at podcast@bigbadbs.co.uk. Listen to us on YouTube at the Big Bad Bike Show. If you're already listening to us on YouTube, then you know that. Please hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell, and you'll never miss an episode. You can follow us on Twitter at the Big Bad BS. That's all one word. Just get in contact with us there as well. We're on Instagram. It's the Big Bad Bike Show, hyphen between each word. We're on Facebook, the Big Bad Bike Show. Where would you say most of our traffic is? Most of our social media traffic is?
The Facebook
Probably
group.
Facebook.
Yeah, I'd say the Facebook
Yeah,
group is
Facebook
our
groups.
biggest thing, isn't it?
If you are on Twitter and you're following us on Twitter at the Big Bad BS, you can also follow my own personal Twitter account, which is at Sobergasano, and you get to watch videos of my cat watching snooker, which I found out today my cat likes snooker, so you can go on, and everybody likes watching cats. Who doesn't like a pussy following balls? So, and Chippy's on Twitter as well at C_Ballard90. Or, if you prefer Instagram and looking at pictures of a dog, you can go to the Up North Biker at Instagram. That's Ash's Instagram account, the Up North.
I think you'll find my last post was my motorcycle, actually.
Yeah, he does. He does occasionally post motorcycles. Between videos of the sea and his dog, you sometimes see a motorbike. That's all you post. Pictures of the sea, and then you pan across to the dog, and you've got some wishy-washy song going on in the background.
It's cringy, I know. I hate his videos.
Thanks for
Please
the
go on
support,
there and
guys.
just give him loads of
Thanks.
abuse.
It's like you're watching one of Ash's videos on Instagram. It's like you almost expect David Hasselhoff to come running over the horizon.
I wish that I could get that. That'd be great.
Right, that's us. All done. Thanks for listening.
Yep, silly.
It's not good. It's my little tag. It's not good, but it's good biking.
Oh, I hate that.
Keep that in if you want. That's terrible, isn't it?
I'm keeping it in, but I hate it.
Yeah. Well,
You're right.
see you later, guys.
See you later.